hello. This is Otis,
I'm Jerry.
and it's two guys catching up on football. Although we're not sponsored by any TV products or anything like that, we enjoy doing this anyway. So this is this is our last show for the season. We don't do any playoff stuff. We don't record any playoff stuff. I hear from Jerry all the time.
Yeah,
Uh, he,
that's true. I don't think we ever have done a playoff
no,
show.
we usually just do the
Yeah.
regular season and let that be it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is the last weekend for both college and for the pros that we're doing. And excuse me.
Yeah. Now you can help me with. I got lost here with college.
Oh,
They
okay.
will play again next weekend.
No, they play Thursday and Friday.
Okay, with the final
Thursday,
game being the week after.
the finals being the Monday after.
Okay,
Because next Monday is the 12th, and so
so it'll be the 19th.
the
Yeah.
finals will be Monday night the 19th,
Okay.
because Monday
Now,
night the 12th is playoffs on ESPN.
now with college, if I have this right, and I think we were texting about it. What I personally would like to see, apologies to Luke and some of our SEC friends, but I would like to see Miami beat Ole Miss, and then what you got, Oregon and
And Indiana.
thank you. So you would have a non-SEC representative in the final.
Yeah, yeah. Because you mistakenly thought Ole Miss was not
Yeah,
SEC.
yeah.
So,
It,
but
it,
but to be honest, we were happy that Ole Miss won. But I was unhappy because Lane Kiffin got a $500,000 bonus. So he worked it into his contract that since he wasn't going to be able to coach Ole Miss, that LSU would pay him $250,000 accumulative for each victory Ole Miss had in the college postseason. So if they win this weekend against Miami, he gets another 750,000, and if they win the national title, he gets $1 million. All of this is being paid by LSU. So the
is
guy
Ole
is a
Miss? Yeah.
he's a snake oil salesman.
Yeah, is Old Miss better off without him there?
I
Maybe.
don't know if they
Yeah.
I don't know if they are or not. You and I have talked about this before. Some coaches just have bad juju, and it doesn't really matter. So the
Yeah.
team kind of takes on their personality, and he is gonna lose the big game, and so his team loses the big game, whether it's his fault or not. It just kind of happens. So I don't really know that I don't think I can say one way or the other that they're better off or
Yeah, you
not
can't.
better
Yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah. It
I
is.
I think maybe whatever message he gives in the locker room before these big games, since they don't have that message, and since I think they're maybe the players are trying to prove that they can win without him being in the locker
That's
room.
probably a big part of it, I'm
And
sure.
that's
Yeah.
probably a big part of it,
Yeah.
and plus that kid that they got from the FBS school. I forgot what school he went. Chambliss, the quarterback.
Yeah.
That kid is a winner. So
Yeah.
I think he makes the biggest difference in who they had, because they had before Jackson Dart, and he was okay, but when it came to the big game, he could not produce. And then the kid that they had starting earlier this year that got hurt, that allowed Chambliss to get in and not look back, who I think he's going to transfer because I think
Okay.
Chambliss has
Oh
one more
yeah, he's
year.
out of a job now.
Yeah,
So,
he's out of a job now. So I think Chambliss has one more year.
and my wish list for the rest of the CFP, Michael Irvin, step aside. You had your time with the Cowboys and Miami.
Yeah.
Just let these kids do their thing. You're not. It's
Yeah.
not about you, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what you're doing with that belt, or just
Oh,
step
he
to the
was,
side.
he was saying, oh, yeah, we're spanking that behind. That's what he was
Yeah.
saying.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
It's
So,
fine,
but
but don't. I think he's still in I'm fine with whatever he does. It's amusing, but dude, let the kids be the attention, not you.
yeah, as long as Miami is in it, he will be
Yeah,
there. As long as
yeah,
they're
he'll
in
be
it, he
there,
will
and
be
same
there.
with Ray Lewis. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So, um, although Ray Lewis doesn't have the sideline histrionics like Urban does.
I just saw an interesting. I can't remember. You reminded me. I'm thinking of Ray Lewis. It was they were asking a couple former NFL players who's the scariest player that you face. One guy said Ray Lewis. Gronkowski said Terrell Suggs of all people. He said Suggs was just huge, like muscular, and was
Yeah,
scary that way. Yeah,
yeah. Terrell Suggs, it looked like he didn't need much of a reason to go off on you.
and
I just just the fact that you're breathing his air
yeah,
was more than enough
it's true.
for him to go off on you. And you know what? He is probably the nicest guy
Yeah, you know
anytime
you
he's not on the football field.
you make me think. It's not a shocker that that team won, I think, two titles, right? But
Yeah,
your
twice.
defense, you had Suggs, Lewis, Ed Reed.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
yeah.
That's nasty.
Yeah, luckily for luckily for wide receivers, they stopped allowing defensive backs to hit you when you weren't looking. Because he would have had every would have had a serious body count of guys that he knocked out of games.
Oh
So
man, that
luckily,
is just
luckily
lethal.
they. I mean, he was a huge ball hawk to begin with. So luckily, they just kind of cut it down to, yeah, you can ball hawk all you want,
In
just
fact,
don't
even
not
another Miami guy, I think, right? Ed
right.
Reed.
But he hasn't
Yeah.
been on the sidelines though. I don't think
No,
he.
I think
I
Ed
don't.
Reed is.
I don't think he
I
was.
think I've seen clips with him where he is literally one of those people where it's like, oh, on the field he was ferocious, but he's one of the nicest people you could ever meet, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So
I'm
I'm
sure Ronnie
hoping.
Lott's probably the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping for Indiana and Miami for the championship. I'm hoping for that,
Yeah, I would
and
like that too.
so I think that'll be good.
And poor
Um,
Mendoza's headed straight for Vegas, I think, after.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so. Along the veins of college football, I hope they change their rules for when the transfer portal will start and change it to after the final game. Because in the
Yeah.
NFL, you can't talk to the coaches unless they have a week off uh, or once their team is eliminated. Then
Yeah.
you can talk to the coach. And that's
That's
what
already
they.
open, isn't it, Otis?
Yeah, the transfer
Yeah.
portal opened last Tuesday. So get this, and again, this is why I don't care for Lane Kiffin. He wanted Charlie Weiss Jr. and all the assistant coaches he was bringing with him to LSU to not coach in the playoffs because he couldn't coach.
Oh.
Ole Miss wouldn't let him coach, so he wanted them to join him after. There after the games on that weekend on the Monday right before the transfer portal open.
Right.
And so they need to change the rules so the transfer portal doesn't open until after the championship game. That would make it fair. And then they couldn't talk to coaches, try to get coaches to go,
I would agree with that. Yeah.
try to get coaches to bring players with them. You
Right.
know,
Right. Right.
maybe have the player think about sitting
Well,
out.
why do they? My question on that too is, why can't they wait until the season is over? Why do they need to do
Well,
it
because for
immediately?
some reason the NCAA made the transfer portal open on the first Tuesday after New Year's.
Yeah.
Stupid, but that's the NCAA. They do a
True.
lot of stupid things, and then eventually they get it right. But for right now, you got to live with the stupidity and stuff. So, um, they, you know, they're supposed to be, they're supposed to be really bright people that are making. They probably are making 5, 6, maybe even $10 million a year. Don't have to
Sure.
make a single block, catch, tackle, or run,
Right.
but they're making all this money. So everything is geared to money. How much money can we get out of this?
Yeah.
And and so they're supposed to be smart people, and you just kind of wonder, really? Are you really that smart? So yeah, it's funny. The wealthiest people get to run the country, and they really are not very smart. I mean, everything that they do is based off of how much money can I get out of it, and
Sure.
how can I stay wealthy?
Right.
How can I keep poor people
It's never
poor?
enough. Yeah.
It's never enough. Yeah,
It's never enough.
yeah. So anyway, so getting to the pro game now. That was enough.
Yeah. Now,
That
so
was
here's
enough
my big.
political stuff.
Yeah. Here's my big. I was trying to figure that this a little bit out earlier. Now we know Seattle's number one. Carolina's number four. Second and third seed has to do with Philly and Chicago, and who
Depends
wins.
on depends on who wins, who loses. If they
Well,
both win,
Chicago, last I looked, is going to be the number three seed.
well, that's only if they lose and Philadelphia wins.
I think that's what's happening, though,
Well, I
right?
mean, but they haven't lost yet.
Yeah, but Chicago was down by like 13 or something like that.
But they haven't lost yet.
Yeah, true. But okay, so
They were
where then?
behind. They haven't
Yeah, the
lost.
Rams also look like they're going to be number five.
The
So five
Rams,
will play four.
right? The Rams
Niners
will
would go
kind
to
of
number three,
right. Yeah,
and seven goes to two.
and so the Niners will play either Philadelphia or Chicago,
Or Chicago.
depending on how that goes.
I'm
So
looking now.
by the time
Oh,
by the time we
well,
get
the
to the
Rams are not guaranteed. The Cardinals are only down by three. So
yeah, so by the time we get to the Sunday night game, they'll know what
yeah,
the schedule is, because no matter whether Pittsburgh or Baltimore wins, whoever the fifth seed will come to them. And so it doesn't really matter which one is
and I
which.
believe the fifth seed is Buffalo.
No, Buffalo is the
Six.
sixth seed. Texans are the fifth seed.
Ooh, I would take. That's an interesting. I think the Texans can beat either Baltimore or
They can.
Pittsburgh.
They can. Their defense is pretty good. So yeah, they can.
I did, and New England locked up number one, right?
No. Uh New England is up.
Denver did. I'm sorry. Yeah,
No,
Denver.
Denver didn't lock it up either. It
Well, all
depends on
these other. I'm looking right now.
it depends
Yeah, the
on who
Bears are
wins and who
losing.
loses.
Eagles are losing, and the Rams are in trouble. So that's all wide open still.
Right. Yeah, so the Rams, if they lose, will be six. the Niners
And
will
we
be
know our,
fine.
our, our boy Baker is out.
Yeah, and I'm sad about that. But
Well,
well, I hate that the winner can be under 500.
I know you
But
don't like that. I almost would say too that although you could argue that Carolina's backing in, going in the back door, but I don't know. Tampa, uh, right? Last few weeks, not so good. So,
well,
uh,
Tampa had a lot of injuries that they just
yeah,
could not overcome, and that's just part of football. So
yeah,
it's kind of one of those things. So, and although he's never been my favorite coach, Shanahan deserves Coach of the Year. He really does. I will give him his credit.
I do.
He deserves Coach of the Year.
I do think it'll go probably to McDonald, of who I had to look that up. He's a MacDonald, Mike McDonald of Seattle.
Is his name Mike?
I think so, isn't it? Mike
Oh,
MacDonald, though.
oh,
It's not McDonald. It's MacDonald.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because there's MacDonald, there's McDonald, there's
yeah.
McDermott,
Well, we went
there's
through that with McDermott, McVeigh,
McDaniels, and
McDaniels, and I thought, my gosh, there's four guys who are a
and
mix.
McDaniel.
Yeah,
McDaniel is the Miami coach.
yeah.
McDaniels is the
But
offensive
what
coordinator.
are the odds of 32 coaches? Four of them head coaches are mix or max. Come on.
Yeah. Well,
So
there's like you said, there's McVay. There's
yeah,
also McCoy. There's also McCoy is the interim coach of the Titans after
yeah, that's true. I didn't
their
think of
coach got
him.
fired. Yeah. So yeah. So it's very confusing.
Well, if
So
your last name starts with MC, you got a good chance of
yeah.
being an
So
NFL head
now
coach before the company.
McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, could possibly go to Cleveland if they offer him the head coach.
I
It,
don't.
so he could go to
It'll be an
Cleveland.
interesting situation. I'm
Yeah,
only going off of if Stefanski goes. I'm not sure. I saw the lady that the normal I guess beat writer for the Browns. She said they'll wait and see if Tomlin or Harbaugh get fired. Harbaugh and Tomlin are not going to Cleveland. I don't think so. That one I don't think will happen.
well, I don't know. I don't know. Both of them will be within their own division, and both of them probably would like to stick it to their old team for letting them go. But I did hear Rex Ryan. I was listening to Rex Ryan this morning, and he had a point that Cleveland has all those draft picks, which they
Yeah.
could offer for either Tomlin or Harbaugh. And the Ravens are always about let me have the extra draft picks and all that. And
Yeah.
Pittsburgh probably wouldn't because it would take probably two ones and two twos and a three to get Tomlin. Well, probably to get both of them.
Well,
And
I think people forget. It's probably at least 7 years. Do you remember Harbaugh? They were going to get rid of Harbaugh about, I think, 6 or 7 years ago, and he came back.
right, yeah,
So I
yeah,
don't know. I for some reason think that if the Browns get a coach, that it'll be some an assistant from somebody, some new fresh face.
it'll be an offensive guy.
Probably. If
It'll
it's
be an off.
prime, I'm done. Yeah, sorry, but
It won't be him.
no, I know.
Um, because he's not a defense. He's not an offensive guy. He is the head coach, and he leaves everything to who he has as
I would
coordinator and
be
deep and
interested in McDaniel. I guess I don't like. I think they need what I like about Salah, and I do like it a little bit. I want a guy with some fire in the belly, kind of thing. McDaniel is a bookworm kind of guy. He's a Stefanski. Stefanski's a robot. I'd like to have a coach that has some. I like a Tomlin. I want him to fire the guys up.
Yeah. Tomlin doesn't get tremendously fired up on the sideline. I think where he usually does is get fired up is in the locker room in
But yeah, I think
practice.
so. I'm sure he does. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in practice in the locker room. I don't think he shows
Yeah.
it that much on the
In his
sideline.
press conferences, he's got, as we both know, he's got a hint of Yogi Berra stuff in there. Sometimes he says things where it's like, that was an what's one of the Yogi Berra ones? Nobody goes to that restaurant anymore. It's too busy.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, yeah. So I'm hoping for next year to see Mahomes healthy and back. I don't want to see them rush him. And I'd like to see the Steelers not try to get a quarterback on the cheap, but get a quarterback who is good enough that they're going to have to pay him a lot of money when his contract comes up, and
Is
do
that,
away with.
I can't think of the guy's name. Is it, I'm thinking of the Ohio State guy now. But don't they have Will?
Yeah, Will Howard.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, Will Howard. Yeah, they have
Maybe,
him,
maybe,
and
maybe.
they gotta see if he's good
I
enough.
did see, speaking of Steelers, and now I'm being reminded because the Browns tinkered with them. The Raiders did pull Kenny Pickett today after the first quarter. He had a rating of 0. So he had, I think, one completion and interception and got sacked twice.
Oh,
So even Pete Carroll said that's enough. Go to Hayden O'Connell. Which
yeah.
I feel bad for Kenny Pickett, but it is what it is.
He has just proven he's not the guy.
No,
It was
he's a backup.
funny.
Yeah.
What's funny is he and Oladokun, the backup for
Oh
Kansas
yeah,
City,
yeah, no, yeah,
they were both drafted by the Steelers.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well, I
it's
love is it Odalakun or
Oladokun.
okay? So he reminded me because I had to look up who he is, and I can't remember the name of the guy on the old Lakers teams. I think it was Mike Schmreck or something, but it was a guy that would maybe come in for a minute a game at the end. But the guy's got like 5 rings. Oludakun, or he already has 2 rings. That's not a
Yeah,
bad gig,
not a
right?
bad job. Not a
You're
bad job
you're
whatsoever.
back up to Pat Mahomes. You can go out, show off your rings,
Yeah.
and you're making at least $1 million.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Not a
not
bad
bad.
job. Not a bad job whatsoever. Yeah. So, but
Yeah. Hey,
he's
ladies, look at this ring.
yeah. So, it looks like the Cardinals have gone up. They're up
I tell you,
2016.
I haven't seen the Rams in a while. The Rams don't look very good. And I
No,
don't know if there's something wrong, but they just don't look good.
I think they need to. I think they need to just go. You know what? We got the sixth seed. We can beat anybody anywhere. We don't have to play the Panthers. We can beat Chicago, we can beat Philadelphia, we can beat the Panthers. It doesn't matter because Stafford was out all preseason with a bad back. And all
But
he needs is
but I
one
will.
shot on a back and he's done. And they got
Well,
nobody
the other
behind
is
him.
I do agree. Was it you that said it? I know we talked about it. You put Stafford outside, say in Chicago or Philly, is not the same as Stafford in a dome. He's just not very good outside.
No,
I
but
mean, he's good, but yeah,
although last year they almost beat Philadelphia in the snow.
true,
They
right.
came really close to it. So, but I mean, he played the first half, which is fine, but I would let him just sit. And I don't know who their backup is, but I would let him play.
Now I
So,
did see, and you're, I think, right. I didn't. I must have missed it. there was a pass that I said, "Oh, Purdy made a bad throw." It did get tipped,
Yeah, it
which
got
made it
tipped.
go behind McCaffrey.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, people even said we're blaming McCaffrey. It's like, well, McCaffrey did his best to try to catch it. It was just
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. It wasn't Purdy's
mistake.
fault.
But yeah, no.
Yeah. Now that
I still
if
don't
he
think that
catches that,
I I don't want to play them in the playoffs. I wouldn't.
yeah, if he catches that, maybe the whole game changes because he caught it,
Well, I
and they
totally
and
thought
they
they
go
had
on
all
to
the momentum
score.
in the world at that point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I
So
do think. I don't. It most likely to me would probably be Seattle and San Francisco in the championship for the NFC. I don't. I just don't see. Seattle can stop McCaffrey. Who else can? Basically,
right. Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
think anybody else can.
but
Although who knows? Yeah.
I'm gonna say the teams with the two best records in the regular season will wind up in the Super Bowl, and that would be New England
Denver.
and
Oh yeah, New England.
New England and Seattle. Seattle is 14-3. New England will be 14-3 because
I think
they're up by a lot on the Jets. So
Seattle will be tough at home for sure.
yeah, yes they
Uh,
will. Yeah. So
I can't go with New England. I don't know who on the AFC. I'm going to stick with my original Buffalo, but I don't think it'll happen.
the NFL season has been really
Yeah.
weird. Teams
Yeah.
that you think should win have lost.
Yeah.
Teams that you think should have lost have won. It's just
Uh,
been
uh,
really weird. So
let's see. Well, we'll get a clue tonight, but I
yeah,
think right. We said last week the Ravens did it last week, and if they just do it the rest of the way, give the ball to Derrick Henry and use him and Lamar, and you
they
should get
haven't
there.
had. He hasn't had nearly as many carries this year as he has in years past. And so now in the playoffs, at 30 carries a game, don't even think about throwing the ball. Just 30, because it's gonna be cold,
Yeah, I agree.
and who's gonna want to tackle him? I mean,
Nobody.
after he gets a, because guys are gonna be
Even
going. I got a
you
I got
think?
a wife and
Yeah,
kids. I got
yeah.
mouths to feed. I don't need to be in the hospital being fed through tubes, trying to
Do you
trying
think?
to
Do we
trying to
think that
tackle
like tonight?
a 250-pound running back who runs a four
Yeah.
five. No, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'll
No,
dive at
and
his
we know
feet and make it
tonight.
look good.
We
I'll
know
dive at his
tonight.
feet.
Jalen Ramsey is definitely not going to be that guy saying, "Bring it on, Henry." Yeah, bring.
Oh
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah,
Jalen Ramsey will dive at one of his legs. He's not going to dive at both of them. He'll dive at one. He'll kind of wave like this, hoping to catch one and trip him up. So yeah, Jalen Ramsey's days of being physical and meeting a running back in the hole,
yeah.
they are over
They're
with. They're
done. Yeah.
done. They're done. Yeah, and he doesn't have the speed anymore to keep up with tight ends and wide receiver.
I would
He's
love to see the Texans defense and Aaron Rodgers. That would be interesting. Yeah,
yeah, that would definitely be interesting. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, and so it'll start next Saturday, I think, is wild card
I
weekend.
believe so. Yeah.
But now,
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday night. There's a Monday night game.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
So and some will be on CBS, some will be on Fox, so you'll get a
Oh, you
chance
know
to
what? I
watch.
did get irritated because I think at least one of them's on Prime.
Well, you got Prime.
Yeah, but it doesn't always work.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
sometimes it is the streaming's really bad. So
Oh, okay.
we'll see.
All right. Yeah. So anyway, buddy. Well, thank you so much for another
Yeah.
season. It was fun, but it's always fun.
It
Um,
goes by fast. I would say that.
yeah, it does go by fast.
Yeah.
So I,
Speaking of which, I was just almost texted you because I thought, oh boy, yeah, we're about almost to that time of year. being the new year, but I saw a commercial for don't forget there's more football in the spring with UFL on Fox. So I thought,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I know that's usually I
That's
usually give
usually
it a shot and don't last. Yeah,
yeah. I will watch it when nothing else is going on. Yeah. New England just scored again, so they're going to be up with the extra point if they make it. They're going to be up 31-10. So
get
I
that
think that
done.
makes them the top. I think all they had to
Mm,
do was win, and they're on top. And I
well,
think
now
the
Chicago's yeah,
Chargers and
and
Broncos
Denver, yeah.
had to win and hope that they lost.
I
Yeah.
do got to
So
give a shout out to Miles for breaking the sack record.
yeah.
He
Oh
was,
yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
and somebody brought up that old clip of Gastineau and Brett Favre, which I don't mind Brett Favre being yelled at by someone,
Yeah.
but I think Gastineau really was upset, sincerely upset by
He
that,
was sincerely.
and I hope he feels better about it now that it doesn't necessarily.
Well,
It still matters, but yeah,
he should have felt better about it once T.J. Watt tied the
yeah,
record. He
right.
should have felt better about it then. It doesn't mean that he did, but he should have. But
Favre did lay
hopefully,
down, and Gastineau may be right. They don't have to call that a sack automatically.
right? They don't have to.
I did notice they said that on the sack that Miles got was the first play, and it was all the way in the fourth quarter where they didn't double team him.
yes, it was
So
something.
something like
It
that.
was something like
And
that.
I heard
Now,
I couldn't even
I'm
decipher.
gonna say this. It looked to me like Joe Burrow did not try to escape. It looks
I can see that a little bit.
because
Yeah.
he had an open edge to get out of there. And it didn't look to me like he really, because on the very next play, they were after him again, and he was ducking and dodging and going in and out, and he was trying to escape. It looked like he
Yeah,
didn't try to,
true.
but
I
we'll see.
couldn't decipher. Did you see that what Bill Cowher was saying about? If I interpreted Bill Cowher right, Bill Cowher said the Browns defense had faced the least amount of passes. Most teams just ran against them. I don't
That-
know.
I don't know either. That's
Yeah,
possible.
I couldn't necessarily decipher what he said, but
Yeah,
I think what
that's
Cowher
possible.
was trying to say was, I don't care if it's 17 games, it's legit. Was
Yeah.
what Cowher was trying to say.
Oh yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It is definitely legitimate. Just like the person who broke Jim Brown's record,
that's true.
he did it in 12 games and they had
Oh,
14 and
Emmett,
16.
how
So
many
yeah,
seasons did Emmett Smith play? What,
yeah,
20 or something?
I think it was 17.
I can't even remember. Didn't Emmett Smith play for Miami or somebody at the end?
No, I don't think so. I think it was
Didn't he
Arizona.
play it for someone after Dallas, though?
Yeah, Arizona. I think it was
Oh, that's
Arizona.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So all right, buddy. Well, thank you again for a great season. I'm Otis,
I'm Jerry.
and this is two guys catching up on football, and I hope that our traveling music comes
Yeah.
over.
Otherwise, you'll just see us nodding our heads like,
You'll just see us nodding our heads. We can hear the music, maybe you can. So we'll see. And that's the drum solo I was doing. Thank everyone. I want to thank everyone who watched this year. I love you guys and take care. And I
thank you
hope you have
guys.
a great year. We'll see you again in the fall. Ciao, Bella.